Hi, this is a tutorial on writing a business plan. So let's go ahead and get started. So why do you need a business plan, right? Well, most lenders or investors are going to want to see a business plan before investing in your business or loaning you money. Additionally, many businesses use something called a lean business plan, which is really just an iterative process that allows them to continuously plan, implement, review, and make changes to their business as necessary. So, what is included in a business plan? Well, a business plan usually has an executive summary, an industry and market analysis and description, a description of products and services, as well as a competitive analysis, an identification of your target market, a marketing plan, a distribution strategy, it also outlines who's going to be in charge of the company, who you're going to hire for other services, and such as consultants or CPA, etc. And then it identifies and provides some insights into the financials of the company. So let's look at each of these. So the executive summary is actually the last thing you write. It's usually a one-page overview of your business. It really is just going to give the reader an overview and really encourage them to read on. But it should just kind of touch on all these different areas that are included in the marketing or in the business plan. All right, next let's look at the industry. So you're going to want to do a little bit of research on the industry that you're competing in. So depending on what your business is, you will have fall into a specific industry. Sometimes we call this a NAICS code, N-A-I-C-S. So what we're going to do is we want to see what is going on within the industry that you're competing in. What is demand? What is the growth or decline in this industry? Just so we can have a little background on whether this is an attractive industry. You're also going to want to describe your products and services and really tell the reader how your products or services differ from what's already on the market. So really, what is your point of differentiation and what is your competitive advantage? So in this section, we're looking at what makes my product superior, or what makes my product different, or how is it different than what is already on the market? One of the biggest mistakes that I see is people say, well, nobody makes my product. Well, somebody makes something simpler, or there's a substitute for your product that's out on the market. So tell us what customers are currently using to satisfy their problem or their need, and how your product solves that need or problem better. And then tell us who are the competitors, both your direct competitors, those competing directly against you, those that are indirect, so those that are semi-competitors, and those substitute products. And let me give you a quick example. Let's say that you are a sit-down family restaurant like an Applebee's. Your direct competitors are going to be other sit-down family restaurants like Olive Garden, Brown Round, Red Lobster, all those. All right, your indirect competitors might be more fast foods, delis, right? So they're not exactly the same, but they're still indirectly competing. And your substitutes are, well, if I'm not going to go to eat, I'm going to go to the grocery store. And that's going to be your substitute or your substitute competitor. So there is always somebody competing against you in some way, shape, or form. So make sure you acknowledge that. Next, you're going to want to outline who your target customers are. We often call this our target market, all right? And we want to look at them in terms of these four features. So we can look at our target market in terms of their age, their gender, their income. Obviously, if I'm selling, let me give an example. If I'm selling toys, I'm probably going to have a target market of either parents who are in a specific age range or young children. We can look at it in psychographics. What are the lifestyles? What are their interests? If I'm selling running shoes that are very high performance running shoes, I'm probably looking at a target customer who is a runner. We could look at their behaviors, their loyalties, their usage patterns, their occasions, their purchasing patterns. We can look at our consumers in terms of where they live. If I'm selling snow plowing services, I'm probably selling those in a very specific market that has snow. All right. And then once we identify our target customers, we want to identify what types of marketing mediums they are most likely to use. So what type of advertising should we use? If it's an older demographic in a small town, we might use our local newspaper. We would not choose to market our products in a local newspaper for a younger audience, most likely. If it's a young audience, maybe it's teenagers, or we might try to be on Snapchat. They are not on Facebook, okay? So understanding what mediums they use and marketing accordingly. And then also understanding how much each of these cost, because they all cost different things and how all have different effectiveness. And we're going to go into each of these more in depth, but this is just kind of an overview of what's included in the business plan. One of the other things that falls into marketing is your distribution strategy, or how customers are going to get your products and services. And I see a lot of new entrepreneurs struggle with this. Like, how am I going to get my product to market? So really being thoughtful and thinking about that, and really thinking about it in terms of what is realistic. We also want to put in a section about who your management is. So who's the owner and president? Who are your employees? Especially getting started, how many employees will you need? Do you need any advisors? Will you have an attorney? Will you have an accountant? Will it be in-house? Will it be you'll hire it out? What about insurance? Will you use an SBDC consultant? What does that look like? And then lastly, you're going to need some basic financials. So you're going to need to have at least a 1-year monthly cash flow statement, which we'll cover later. You're going to have an annual income statement. Sometimes this is called your profit and loss statement, probably my favorite. That's going to look at one point in time of how much you earned or lost. Your cash flow is going to really show you how much cash you have in hand, so can you pay your bills? And then you'll need a balance sheet. And then also, at what point am I going to break even? Most businesses aren't even profitable within their first year. So how many years is it going to take to break even? All right. And so looking at that in terms of sales or in terms of units is also very helpful. And again, we're going to cover all these more in depth later, but just so you know that this is all part of a business plan. And to be honest, a lot of lenders and investors really look at this piece specifically. So that is the traditional business plan. Now, a lean business plan is one that's more continuous. So we have a plan, and this is one that's more used internally. So I'm an owner and I have a plan and I just want to write it on paper, right? And then I'm going to implement it, and then I'm going to review it, I'm going to revise it, and it's this really iterative process to help me to continue and improve and to advance in my business. And I have a resource on the site as well for a lean business plan. All right, if you have questions, everybody, please feel free to email me or reach out to me in the chats on the discussions within the Course Canvas site. Thank you.